Hi, I'm going to share a recipe of making idlis with urad dal, millets, and some ragi flour later on added. The ragi flour, ragi or nāchani is also a type of a millet, but it's a neutral millet. The foxtail, kodo, and these other types of millets are healing millets. So this is the foxtail millet, and here is the unpolished foxtail millet, and in this cup on the left hand side is the urad dal. So I'm going to wash it and soak these in two different containers. After I soak it overnight, after I wash it and soak it overnight, the urad dal will almost become probably 1.5 times of its size. And then the millets don't grow that much in size. So after I soak it, tomorrow I will grind it. So wash it, soak it, and next day it will be ready to grind. The urad dal and the millets, after soaking almost for, let's say, around 16 hours or so, the urad dal has almost, I would say, grown 70% in size, and the millets have grown, I would say, around 30% in size. And both were washed, rinsed, and then left to soak in a lot of water for almost 16 hours. And now I'm going to grind them. So this is my very old Sumit mixer, and this is the container I'm going to, or the attachment that I'm going to use to grind these. So this is a small attachment, so I probably will have to do this maybe around 7 or 8 times, but that's okay. It's very quick. I add a little bit of extra water while I'm grinding it, so that it becomes a nice paste. So I ground the urad. See how it has become a paste, and I had to add some water in it so that it becomes a nice paste, gets grounded nicely. And I'm just going to empty that into this big container. After grinding the millets, I have poured it on top of the urad dal, and so you can see there is a little bit difference in color there. The millets have a little darker color and the urad dal is pretty much white. So here now I have 1 cup of ragi flour, which is ragi's nāchani, and which is also a type of a millet. I'm going to add this to now the urad dal and the millet that I just now used the grinder to make a paste of. And now I will add more water to this so that it becomes a thick paste, and then I will set it to ferment. What I will do is I will preheat the oven to say around 200 Fahrenheit, and then switch it off, turn the oven light on, and leave it for probably around good 12-13 hours more till it nicely ferments. So this is how it is right before I'm going to put it in the warm oven for fermentation, and I may add a little bit after I set it up. I may add a little bit of just water, not mix it, just add a layer of water on top, so that during around 8 to 10 hours of fermentation process, the water on the top will evaporate and it will not make the crust on the top, a dry crust of the batter on top. So this is the batter. It was left overnight inside the oven with the light turned on, preheated to 200 degree Fahrenheit. And then if we see it, it is nicely fermented. You can see the fermentation. See how it is nicely fermented. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add salt, and I'm going to add baking soda, and then I will be ready to make idlis in the idli maker. This is the idli maker I'm going to use, and I'm going to apply a little bit of ghee so that the idlis don't stick when I cook them, and they are easier to remove after they are cooked. Add some water at the bottom of the idli maker, put these two and cook it. So the first set of idlis are ready to be cooked. I poured the batter into the 2 plates of the idli maker. I applied a little bit of ghee before pouring the batter so that it doesn't stick and it is easy to take the idlis out. And so there is 2 cups of water in the idli maker, and I'm going to put it on the hot plate. Once the water almost starts boiling, I'll put these 2 plates and then cover with the lid and let it cook for around 9 to 10 minutes. So here are the idlis after they were cooked for around 11 minutes in the idli maker. They have become a little bit bigger after the cooking, and I'm going to take them out now. So I took out the idlis from one plate and I put them in the dish. If you notice, because I had applied ghee, not much of the batter is sticking to the plate. And here is a idli. You can see I'm showing a close-up. Here are the 7 idlis. I'm showing a close-up how they are porous and they're spongy. I took one idli and I split it in the middle just to show that even inside it is nice and spongy, and it's ready to eat. Another view from a different angle. I took a bite of this idli just to make sure that it is nice and fluffy.